Alright, so welcome back. Hoping you're having a fabulous day here today. As you all know, I recorded a video earlier today on the bird and the best teams to farm that one with the 2x event. Today, this is going to be SKOLL and HATI. I'll give you my favorite teams and try to devote some time to each one and show you why it's the better ones. But again, there's going to be like 5 or 6 teams in this video and a little bit of team building, so keep that in mind. But again, if you're looking for the better team, just skim around. They all kind of work. Most of them are the ones that I have used fully. Some of them are the ones that I've been recommended by comments and stuff like that. But I will share with you my favorite ones and some of them. So first, let's jump into one of them that I recently used. Let's talk about that. If you're new to the channel, like and subscribe, helps out the sun. These are the fastest teams to farm SKOLL and HATI with the new drop event. Let's have some fun with this. First team up here. This is the team that I recently made a video on like about 2 or 3 weeks ago. This team was one that I actually tried, and in my first 2 attempts. So I started it one time, I got a full clear. I'm like, this is bullcrap. There is no way it was that decent. Like, I expected it to kind of be like here and there RNG swipes, but it was good. And because of Gotha's Relic, which you do need Gotha's Relic, okay? You do need this, but if you have Gotha's Relic, you will be able to beat this easily. And let me tell you, this team did significantly well. First, I will share with you this gear set. So my Thonar is built like this. Again, you don't have to follow me. People keep telling me that I did it wrong or that my gear set sucks. I don't give a crap. It works and I can farm consistently. So because of that, I'm good to go. I don't run any sort of defense. People say, oh, run defense. I just went full crit resistance rolls. That's it. Crit resistance gear and then crit resistance rolls. That's it. So because of that, she never gets crit usually. They're not even hammered out fully. They require a little bit more, but they're good enough and they work, and that's it. So that's how I run it. People run HP just in case they die, but I never have that problem. It's been pretty helpful, honestly. I always usually put Red Tarm on Thonar though. Yes, Freya gets attacked a lot. In every team comp I show you, Freya gets attacked sometimes, okay? And I do see that people will die with that, though it's like with her relic and with all the benefits. Usually it's very hard to die now. After all this time, after, you know, in the beginning it did happen, I'll tell you that now. That, yeah, Freya kept dying, but beyond that point, you're definitely good. But yes, Freya gets the always Tarm Link. The other 3, just so you can mix and match. Sariel always, whenever you run King, has to go here. You can throw Mael here, you can throw whatever you want onto Gotha, but she has to get Red Tarm Link. So whenever you work associations, yeah, bro, she needs the heals, okay? She'll get attacked a lot, but if you are experiencing a lot of damage here, where she'll live without, like, Tarm Link, just go throw Tarm Link on here, then mix and match. If you have Mael's Link, and then Red Sariel's Link has to go here, obviously, so keep that in mind. That's, like, one of the better teams that I use. Again, you have to have the card set, too, if you want consistent clears. Otherwise, you will keep getting frozen, and you add a huge layer or element of RNG on top of the already terrible RNG this event gives you, or this boss gives you. So keep in mind that that's there. Again, this is not my #1 team, not the best team that I do have to offer, but it is one of the better ones. And again, if you do have Freya, this is a good team. Now, I personally only have like a 1/6 Freya on my account, though I do farm with it, sadly. Yes, I know it's not like the best team to use, but Freya is pretty cool, and with her ultimate, it's very helpful to actually clear. Though, again, there's different variations to the team, so I've seen people go like full DPS type thing. I've seen people like mix and match go through here. So the 3 that are really consistent have to be Freya, because you need to remove the ignites, right? You have Freya, and you need Thonar, obviously, right? So you can swap out this for somebody else that's a Ragnarok character. You can put on Scotty with her relic, okay? You can put on Brunhild, potentially with her relic, I would recommend. You can put on any character that's a Ragnarok character, or you can just go for a heal, or you can just go for like Escanor or something like that. There are so many characters you can throw on the slot here, but it is a pretty reliable team too. But again, it just depends on if you're taking too much damage. This is more of a iffy one, if you will, but it is helpful. And if you do have Freya, she makes the demonic beast a lot easier and a lot better. So again, depends on who you want to run as your 4th, where it's like this formation just plus another one, or swapping out one of these for something else, right? But that's basically it. On to my favorite team, and this is the team that I highly recommend you run, because this is the one that I run, and this is the one that gives me the most kind of help, and it's just because of Escanor and Meli's damage reduction. Both those things together make an absolute insane team. And then again, just the raw damage output, the ultimates from both of them, and they also are festival units, a little bit easier to obtain if you've played it during the time. If you missed them, it's all good. I gave you more options. People roasting my bird video like, oh, I needed more options. I gave you plenty of options here, and I will give you more options, 2 more after this, right? But this is another very, very strong team, and it's just pure DPS. There's no heals, there's nothing like that. There is no king here to help you. You're just rolling on through, destroying the dogs, hoping that your Thonar is backing you up as much as she can. But this team is absolutely my favorite. Again, I would say this is like not much RNG in this one in comparison to a lot of the teams that, again, I showed you here. Though, yes, it'll suck if, like, you know, Melly gets frozen here and there if he didn't max out his ultimate and he loses all his buffs. That's true. But beyond that, it doesn't really happen if you know what you're doing and you just make sure that you go into that stage with a full ultimate gauge or whatever. But yes, it does happen. And I know that, yes, he could get frozen, which could screw up a little bit, but still, what would you trade that out for? Who would you trade that out for, right? Red Scotty? Would you trade it out for Purgatory Melly? There are other options, but the buffs are just immaculate, so I think that personally it is good as it is. So one of my favorite teams, the best one to run. And again, the reason I leave associations out, because it doesn't really matter. Like, put anything you want on. The only one that has to stay apparent is she or Freya requires red term link, okay? The rest you can mix and match. You can put on Sariel's on whoever you want. You can put on Mael on whoever you want. Usually Escanor gets Merlin because of that crit chance is immaculate. But again, it really depends on you. Wherever you want to put that association, you decide that. But these two usually get it. Again, the gear sets are always the same. Mainly the ones that are dealing damage have to deal damage, so you're putting attack crit. Again, she's going to be under that entire thing. That damn cosmetics from wrong button, but there, crit resistance on attack, or if you want to run HP, you definitely could. But again, for this team, it's like attack crit, attack crit, attack crit. For a team like this, it's attack crit, it's attack crit. Depends on who you run, but mainly attack crit. This is again attack crit, attack crit. I ran with HP defense, so yeah, did I? Yeah, I ran HP defense and I liked it, so that's how I did it, but you don't have to. Mainly his relic is giving the boost so he can run attack, or rather HP, though you could get away with attack. He wasn't like dying at all, really, so if you wanted to try attack on that one, you definitely could. But again, the final teams that I do have here, if you want to run some sort of this is the wrong team. This is the team. Just remove this for King. This has to be King, not Melly, because you need to, like, the whole point of the defense team is to have King here. So ignore this, put King here. Yeah, King is the better pick. I'm sorry, this is defense team. So what you do here is you just stall. And it takes a very long time, but you can beat it. Yeah, you can. It's not the fastest. I will include it. It's the most free to play, but it sucks. Okay, now that you have Thonar's Relic, this is not a team that's needed because you can just do enough raw damage to heal back, whatever. And because of a Relic, you're already getting that lifesteal stats. So I really wouldn't recommend you to run this one, but you could definitely get away with it. If it's the easiest for you, it is easy because you take no damage most of the time. Though stage 3 gets a little bit more difficult, it's mainly a walk in the park for a lot of players that have these units. So again, I do recommend it, though this team exists. Now, I don't want to put any bias, and I'm not hating anybody that has said this team is good, but my comments have said this team is good. Now, I have tried this team 2 times. I will tell you now, I don't like it. I don't know why. I personally think that just Purg Melly is great, and I originally said I like him a lot for the boss, but without Freya, it's like I'm going into like the demonic beast naked, bro. That's what it feels like. Like there's literally no help, and Freya is like kind of needed. Though when I run with Scotty, it's better, but I don't like this. This team setup, I don't like at all. But there is just, this is what people call it, is like raw DPS, just do insane damage and just use what is it? Her ultimate as a heal. That's all you gotta do. Just don't worry about it. Full send and keep on damaging. Don't like stall up the turns. You wouldn't catch me playing this ever. But it is a team. You can replace this for Trader Melly. You can replace this for nothing. You replace this for Scotty, I guess, but you want the heal, so that's the point of this. You can also run like a Green Liz team, put a heal together. You could do a lot of stuff. It's a very versatile thing you can do with many of these characters or teams. Just throw a heal on, remove a heal for a buff, remove all of them for DPS, do whatever you want in that capacity. But bro, I don't know how people run this team, and if you do run some sort of this team, you gotta Discord call me and show me what you're doing, because I'm doing something wrong. I get to the point where I'm about to die at some points without like any heal. So maybe I'll retry after now, because when I tried it originally, I didn't have the card set. Maybe the card set's gonna change everything for me, but I just didn't like the team, right? I didn't. So my favorite teams out of all of the ones that I showed, this was what I originally used before I got the Relic. This was my favorite team originally before Relic. This was after Relic, and then this is my newest recent team that I really do enjoy, and that I feel is on par with the first one, just the first one's a lot faster, right? So that's where I currently stand. Those are the teams that I recommend you try out to beat SKOLL and HATI. Hopefully you were able to enjoy that video, and hopefully these are some helpful teams. Again, when it comes to this team also, keep in mind, and I should have said this earlier, but I'll share it to you now. But yeah, Bond's equipment is going to be full defense with resistance rolls. Okay, so I'll put a comment and try to remind you on that one. But he will be that. He's a little bit different in comparison to everybody else. But the rest of the team comps, they'll be just basic attack crit gear. But yeah, that is there. That's all I got for you here today. I'll catch you in the next one. Have fun, stay safe, peace out, enjoy. That's been it for me. And yeah.